The internet, the greatest invention of our time, a place where everything is stored forever, or so we thought. But something strange is happening. The internet is disappearing. Entire websites, thousands of videos, millions of posts, vanishing without a trace, and no one is talking about it. Right now, you could look up a viral video from 10 years ago, a meme that shaped the internet, a piece of history. But what if I told you that in just a few years, it could all be gone? Erased, like it never existed. The internet you know today might not exist tomorrow. Think about this. How many times have you searched for something and found that the page no longer exists? The video was removed. The account was deleted. It happens every day. But why? Who is doing this? And more importantly, what does it mean for the future? There was a time when the internet felt infinite. Information was free. Nothing could be lost. But now things are different. The websites that shaped the early internet, most of them are gone, MySpace, Tumblr, Vine. Each one erased in silence, millions of pages, wiped out. But it is not just old websites. It is happening right now. Just look at Twitter, once the most powerful social media platform in the world. Now under new ownership, entire accounts are being wiped out overnight. Decades of tweets, gone. And then there is YouTube. Videos that once had millions of views are now private or deleted. The reason? Copyright claims, misinformation policies, silent censorship. Some of the biggest videos of the past decade have been erased from existence, and nobody noticed. But it goes even deeper. Websites are not just disappearing, they are being rewritten, quietly edited. Have you ever gone back to an article you read years ago, only to find that the words have changed? That is because they have. The internet is no longer a place of permanent history. It is a living, breathing system that can be changed at any time, and most people will never realize it. Some say this is just progress, that old websites naturally fade away, that companies have the right to delete content. But what if there is something more? What if this is all by design? Governments, corporations, and powerful individuals understand one thing. Control the internet, and you control reality. If they can delete a website, they can erase a movement. If they can rewrite a page, they can rewrite history. This is already happening in places like China, where the government controls every piece of information, where entire events have been erased from history. But here is the scary part. It is not just happening in China. It is happening everywhere. The biggest companies in the world now have the power to delete information instantly, and they use it. Accounts are banned. Websites are taken down. Search results are manipulated. What you see on the internet is not what you would have seen 10 years ago, and it will not be what you see 10 years from now. And here is something even more disturbing. It is not just about censorship. It is about control. The way you think, the way you remember, the way you perceive reality itself. When a piece of information disappears, how long before you forget it even existed? Imagine this. A major scandal happens. It spreads across the internet. Millions of people see it. And then, suddenly, it is gone. News articles disappear. Videos are taken down. The search results lead nowhere. A month later, people stop talking about it. A year later, it is like it never happened. This is not just a theory. It has already happened. Entire movements erased from platforms overnight. Major events buried under algorithms. The internet is no longer a free space. It is curated, filtered, controlled. And here is where it gets worse. Artificial intelligence is now rewriting the internet at an unimaginable scale. AI-generated content is replacing real history. False deepfake videos, manipulated facts. Soon, we might not even know what is real anymore. And if everything can be rewritten, then what stops them from rewriting your past, your memories, your identity? There is a term for this: digital amnesia. The idea that the more we rely on the internet, the easier it is to forget. Because when something is always available at the click of a button, we stop committing it to memory. We stop storing it in our minds. And when it disappears, it is like it never existed. That viral video you loved years ago, the website where you spent hours reading, that old forum where people discussed ideas that are now considered controversial, they are gone. And in their place, nothing. No proof they were ever real. And here is the terrifying part. This is not just about entertainment or social media. This is about knowledge itself. Books, studies, scientific discoveries. If they are not stored physically, they can be erased forever. Imagine a world where the only history that exists is the one that benefits those in power, where the facts change depending on who is in control. That world is closer than you think. But why now? Why is the internet disappearing at a faster rate than ever before? Some say it is because the web is simply evolving. That old content is not valuable anymore. But that does not explain why so much is being erased without warning. Others believe it is a side effect of the digital economy. Companies only want to store data that makes them money. If a website or a video does not generate revenue, it is not worth keeping. But there is a third possibility, one that is much more unsettling. What if this is being done on purpose? What if there are things they do not want you to know? Stories they do not want you to remember? People they want erased from history? This is not just a conspiracy. This is reality. Already, companies are using AI to erase negative search results. Governments are paying to suppress certain topics. And social media algorithms are burying content they do not want people to see. The result, a version of the internet that is shaped by those in power. A version where you only see what they want you to see. Where history can be rewritten with a few clicks. So what can we do? The first step is to become aware. To understand that what you see online is not the full picture. That the internet is not as permanent as we once thought. The second step, save what matters. Back up important information. Keep physical copies of things that could be erased. Do not rely on search engines to remember for you. And the third step, talk about this. Because the only way to fight digital amnesia is to keep the conversation alive. To make sure the things that are being erased are not forgotten. Because once something is gone from the internet, it is almost impossible to get it back. The internet is slowly deleting itself. The only question is, will anyone remember?